If you've been working on your self-esteem and you still don't feel good enough, it's not because you're failing. It's because boosting your self-esteem as an approach to feel better about yourself is a mistake. Let me show you why. Most of us have been taught that the solution to feeling not good enough is to build self-esteem. Feel better about yourself, think more positively, achieve more, look better, be more confident. But boosting your self-esteem will always work against you. Because while it may work for a moment, it quickly fades. And you're right back where you started. And if that feels familiar, there is nothing random about it. There's a reason why this keeps happening. And in this video, I'm going to show you why boosting your self-esteem is actually backfiring and what to focus on instead if you want improvements that actually last. Let's break this down, because once you see this, you won't be able to unsee it ever again. So reason one why boosting your self-esteem is not a viable strategy to feel better about yourself long term is that it is not under your control. Instead, it's externally dictated. Self-esteem is by definition based on evaluation. It's about how you feel about yourself based on something or compared to something. And most of the time that something is external. It's other people's approval, their validation, recognition, likes, praise, being chosen, and how well you're meeting certain society-based standards or expectations. How much do you achieve? How do you look? How successful are you compared to other people? So to measure or gauge our own sense of worth, you are always looking to something outside of you, which means you don't actually control it. You can do everything right, and still other people's validation and their approval of you may come and go. You can do your very best all the time, and still it may be considered enough one day and inadequate the next. Your sense of self and worth rises and falls based on things you can never fully control. So boosting your self-esteem does not create stability or confidence, it creates dependency. And another big problem, which is reason 2 why boosting low self-esteem is a mistake. It messes with you emotionally. You see, if your sense of worth is externally controlled, your emotions will be too. You feel good when you do well, when you achieve a lot, when you look good. You feel bad when you don't. You feel confident when you're praised. You feel insecure and upset when you're criticized or ignored. So you end up on this constant emotional roller coaster. Up when you succeed, down when you fail. Up when you're liked, down when you're rejected. And the exhausting part is that once you're down, you always have to claw your way back up again. Trying harder, doing more, fixing yourself more and over again, just to feel okay about who you are. That's not peace, that's not happiness or self-love. It's exhausting. And it keeps you stuck simply because of the third reason why boosting your self-esteem is a mistake. Self-esteem is conditional. It says, I feel good about myself when I look a certain way, when I achieve something, when I'm productive, when people approve of me, when I don't mess up. So your worth becomes something you have to earn constantly. And the conditions don't stay still, they move. You reach one goal and then the bar shifts. You improve one area and suddenly another one isn't good enough. So even when you're doing well, there's often this quiet pressure underneath. Don't lose it. Keep it up. Don't mess this up. That's not a secure foundation for a fulfilled life. That's chronic tension, stress and anxiety. Especially because of the next reason, which is the part most people don't think about. Trying to feel good about yourself by boosting your self-esteem is not sustainable. Because so many of the things we tie our self-esteem to change over time. Your appearance changes, your energy levels change, your capacity to work, achieve, perform changes. Life happens. So what happens if your worth is tied to being young, productive, successful, high achieving? What happens when those things shift? When you grow older, become unwell, burned out? For a lot of people, this is when things really start to crumble. When their sense of worth can start to collapse. Because they build it on a foundation that was never stable. So if self-esteem is this unstable, external, conditional system that causes more harm than good, what's the alternative? Well, this is where we need to separate self-esteem from self-worth. Most people believe they are one and the same, but there is a vast and frankly life-changing difference. While self-esteem is a conditional, external illusion of worthiness, self-worth is a deep knowing of your true, unconditional, internal worth. Because your true worth is not something you build by meeting conditions or pleasing other people. It doesn't go up and down when your level of achievement varies, your appearance changes, or based on other people's judgments and opinions of you. It's not something you earn. And it's not something you can ever lose. It's something you simply need to recognize deep within yourself. Because self-worth is an internal knowing that your worth doesn't change. It is unaffected by how you look, what you achieve, how productive you are, or what other people think of you. It's not fragile. It doesn't spike and crash. It doesn't need constant validation and hassle to survive. It's just there, within you, part of you, always. So instead of, I'll feel good enough and good about myself when I meet all the expectations, it becomes, I am already and always enough. And I don't need to do anything for it. That is a completely different experience. But that doesn't mean you stop growing. It doesn't mean you stop improving your life. It just means that instead of relentlessly chasing validation, you can now choose what you want to create. Without the fear of making a mistake holding you back, without the fear of failure or judgment stopping you in your tracks. Because your worth is no longer on the line. Because you know that you are worth, personified. And that internal knowing of your true worth is so much calmer, so much more grounded. And it doesn't disappear the moment something goes wrong. And that's such a relief. And if you've been stuck in the self-esteem cycle, the chasing, the proving, the ups and downs, please know that you're not doing anything wrong. You're not broken. You've just been taught to look for your worth in the wrong place. And you can change that. So if you're ready to step off the self-esteem roller coaster and start building a more stable internal sense of worth, I've created something to help you begin that process. It's called the Healthy Self-Worth Starter Kit. It walks you through the foundations of moving away from external validation and reconnecting with the sense of worth that doesn't depend on anything outside of you. You'll find the link in the description below. And If this video resonated with you, please like and subscribe. And let me know in the comments what part stood out the most. I do read every comment and it really helps me create more content that truly supports you.